What's up, guys? Welcome back to another little live session. Last live session of the week. As we gear up for the weekend, leave me a comment once you get in here. Let me know you're here. I'll take a couple of questions today. Check in with everyone, see how you're feeling. What's up, Travel Dippity? Good to see you. Mateja, Shani, Sadia, good to see you. Roller Girl, it's good to see you. It's been a minute, I feel like, unless you've been on these and I haven't seen you yet. Annie, what's up? Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Eileen. Nice to see you, Safrina. We're going live on every platform right now. We're just getting everything set up, so settle in. I didn't make myself a cup of tea. Oh no. It's too late. I've already gone live. I meant to bring a cup of tea to this one. Nightmare. Spotlight, Susanna. Susanna, what's your question? Let me know. Hi to all of you on Instagram. Janny in Colombia. Everyone joining us on TikTok right now, welcome. All right. I'm excited. Who's ready for a weekend? I'm definitely ready for the weekend. Although, to be honest with you, I don't have too much of a weekend this weekend. I'm spending the majority of my weekend planning for our event together on Tuesday. So let me know that you're going to be, let me know that my weekend is well spent and that you're coming, because this is most of my weekend. This weekend is literally just refining ideas and content that I know is going to help you on Tuesday. So if you're coming, let me know. I'd love to know. And for everyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'm doing a event on Tuesday called Dating Made Simple, which is for anybody who really needs to sneeze. No, for anyone who wants to find love and is finding that dating itself is just really demoralizing right now, and you've had enough, but you don't want to give up. You know, you both are sick and tired of the dating process, but you also don't want to give up. If that describes you and you want to make this whole thing easier and simpler, I'm going to be doing some of my best content on Tuesday in a structured masterclass called Dating Made Simple. You can join if you're on Instagram or Facebook by commenting the word love, and I'll send you a link to your DMs and get you registered inside your DMs. And if you're on YouTube and TikTok, you can go to this link up here, lovelifetraining.com. Harrison's going to throw that up for you right there, lovelifetraining.com. It'll take you seconds, but this is going to be a really amazing event. We'll do a couple of questions today, and I want to hang out with you for a bit today. So don't worry, I'm not going anywhere just yet. I just wanted to make sure that as many of you as possible know that this is coming. Paul says, what age should a person give up? Look, I don't think that you're not going to give up on living, right? You're not going to give up on being a person who is just open to experiences and adventures and opportunities. You know, if you hadn't met someone at 80 years old, but you were like, I'm still open to whatever life may bring, and you continue to bring a playful, flirtatious, fun, warm energy to situations, are you going to meet someone to spend the next 10, 15 years with? You know, as long as, you know, let's hope we all live that long. Who knows? I bet you have some experiences. I bet you have some more adventures. I bet you have some adventures left in you. So, and Paul, my guess is you're not in your 80s. So I don't think that there is an age to, quote, give up. I think if you're still breathing, there's still life to be lived. So I'd be enjoying the hell out of it. Good evening, Christina on Instagram. Let's see. This is a big one. Aya Benita says, hi Matt, I am a lesbian and my Muslim lesbian ex dropped a bomb yesterday. that she got married for religious purposes. We were still together. And this happened behind my back and kept it from me. My ex. So she just became your ex because of this, is what I'm guessing. I mean, that's a huge bombshell. The fact that she did it behind your back, let's take religion out of it for a minute. I know that, religion is obviously, in your mind, it will be like the thing that got between us was her religion. But actually, in many ways, the worst offense here is the fact that she got married behind your back. That to me, that's the headline. You could take the religion part out of it and say, the person that I was in love with, who claimed to be in love with me, or the person, that I was with, I'm assuming that there was love there, just did this without me knowing. What does that say about this person's ability to communicate? What does this say about the level of avoidance in this person? That is an extraordinary level of avoidance, that instead of communicating to you, she just went and did this. Those people like that, you don't want them close to you. As much as you may still love this person, as much as you may still care about this person, you can't have people like that close to you. Certainly not, they can't be there in the role of the person you're in love with, the person you're in a romantic relationship with, because you can't rely on a person like that. What would be the next thing? That she would suddenly spring on you that you had no idea about and she didn't communicate with you. You shouldn't, your job is to now recognize that this has taught you something about this person, and that, what you want to select for in future relationships is great communicators. I'm going to assume another thing, which is that this wasn't the only time she showed herself to be incapable of good communication. And I would be paying attention to that next time around. Not that in any way I'm claiming this is your fault, but, this is someone who has an extraordinary degree of avoidance, that they didn't bring this to you. Whatever is going on in their life, you don't do that to your teammate. You don't do that to the person whose back you're supposed to have above all else. And it's whatever is influencing her. Jessica, I see you on TikTok saying, unfortunately, certain cultures encourage this type of toxic behavior. I always say it. I come back to it again. That's nothing to do with you. Your job is not to make yourself responsible for the culture that someone is from. And it's also not to excuse her because of the culture she's from. Ultimately, there comes a time in our lives where we have to take responsibility for our actions. She's an adult. She has to take responsibility for her actions. And if the reality is she's being controlled by somebody else, then that's not something you can save her from. But she has to take responsibility for leaving you completely in the dark about that. Rosie Glow says you give really great advice. Thank you, Rosie Glow. I appreciate you. Nice to be here with you all. It's lovely to be here on this Friday, right on the cusp of the weekend. Natty Noodle No says, why are men so excited in the first few weeks and then they burn out quickly? I don't want to answer that right now because it's going to tread on some stuff that I'm going to do on my free event on Tuesday. So I'm going to park that question until Tuesday. What I will say is, for anybody who is feeling like dating these days is an endless trudgery of meeting people who can't seem to sustain attention, who can't seem to commit to anything, who don't even put enough initial investment into anything to see what it could be, let alone get to the point of commitment. If that's your experience over and over again, the event I'm doing on Tuesday, Dating Made Simple, is for you. That is available. You can sign up right now by going to lovelifetraining.com. The link is right up here, lovelifetraining.com. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, comment the word, what is the word? Love. Comment the word love, and I'll be in your DMs with you and helping you get signed up, okay? Make sure that you're there. Eucotopia on Instagram says, are you okay? You seem quite emotional. I think I'm okay. If there's emotion, it must be living somewhere beneath the surface that you're noticing. I think I'm all right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to tonight. I've got my cousin in town and my brother's here, and we're all going to go and see a movie, which I'm excited about. So yeah, I feel good. Maybe what you're noticing is just a fluctuation, a change in tone, and that's what happens in life, isn't it? We meet, we spend time with people, and sometimes they're one way and sometimes they're another, as long as they're still, as long as they're not making our life miserable. These are just the fluctuations of being a person. All right, let's see. Plammy says, I actually think you're quite happy today. Yeah, I feel, do you know what I feel? I feel quite relaxed. I feel like I'm in a nice sort of mellow place. All right, let's see. Bella says, a boyfriend of 1 year can't commit to a future. He worries about even booking a holiday. He worries that even booking a holiday sends the wrong idea. We're both 35 and I want kids. Should I just leave? Yes. Did you need more than that? I mean, you've been together a year, you're 35, you want kids. The fuck are you doing? Like, get out. What time? Like, this is not the time. You're 35, you want kids. There's your answer. Done. Leave. If someone thinks, if they're booking a holiday sends the wrong idea, then what you want in your life is the wrong idea for them. Your dream is to them sending you the wrong message. So get the hell out. This is your life. This isn't a game. What, you're going to get 35 back? Do you have a special power that I don't to come back and get you have a do-over at 35? I don't know how to give you 35 back. I don't know how to give you 36 back or 37 back. You only get one shot at being 35. And 35 to 40, you're only going to get one shot at being 35 to 40. And when your biological window closes for having kids, there's no reparations. He's not going to pay you reparations. He's not going to be like, oh my God, let me fix this for you. He can't fix that for you. He's not the cavalry. Do you understand that? He's not the cavalry. You are the cavalry. No one is coming. No one's coming to save you from this. You are the cavalry. You're the one who has to take care of you right now. We cannot make someone else responsible for our dreams. Especially someone who says that they don't want to give us hope that our dream is going to come true. Elise Soltani says, hi Matt, I saw your live last night about getting over an ex. And today, with a new perspective, thanks to you, I went out with friends and someone who can be a date, and I'm feeling amazing. That is so great. I'm so happy for you. That's progress. You realize how exciting that is? Like, forget whether this person is right or not, whether anything comes of it. You could go on a date with them and you could be like, not for me. It doesn't matter. The fact that you left the live with me yesterday, and for those people that were there, I talked all about how to move on from an ex and see possibility again. The fact that you left that with a new perspective and then you went out and you hung out with someone who could be a date, that's amazing. That's amazing. You keep putting in these little actions. I promise you're going to change the trajectory of your whole life. You don't have to feel like everything's possible today. You don't have to find the love of your life next week. You changed last night, you changed your trajectory. And I promise you, if you keep doing that, if you keep doing that with me on Tuesday, if you think yesterday was good, wait till Tuesday. If you keep putting these actions in and you keep being proactive in this way, you're going to change your love life in a year is going to be unrecognizable from where it is today. I'm really, really happy for you. Congrats. So cool. For anyone who hasn't signed up for Tuesday, by the way, I want to make sure, Elise, who just said that, are you coming on Tuesday? Make sure you are. For anyone who's not signed up yet, comment the word love on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm going to send you a link in your DMs right now. Do remember, by the way, some of you have commented the word love and then you haven't gone to check your DMs, or you haven't actually answered me in the DMs. You have to actually complete the little process. It'll take seconds, but make sure you do, because just commenting love won't get you signed up. You need to go to your DMs, to your messages, and I'll be in there helping you get signed up. It'll take seconds. For everyone who's on TikTok or YouTube right now, go to lovelifetraining.com. And I will, you can get signed up there. Again, it'll take 20 seconds. And this event is free, by the way, in case anyone didn't know. This is a free event. So I want this to help as many of you as possible. I've been doing some, very unstructured shooting from the hip style sessions this week live on social media. But what I'm doing next Tuesday is much more of a formula. It's much more of a roadmap. It's for anyone who is taking their love life seriously. And that doesn't mean you have to be thrilled about the idea of dating, but you do have to be taking finding love seriously. If it's something you want in your life, you have to be there on Tuesday. I promise you, it's a game changer. It's some of my best stuff distilled down that I'm going to give you in the time that we have together. All right, let's see. If you are Cleo, I see you commenting love on TikTok. That won't work on TikTok. It only works if you comment love on Instagram or Facebook. But you can do this, Cleo. Just go to lovelifetraining.com, open that up in another browser now, and you can sign up even just while I'm talking. Just go sign up. Okay, great. Let's see. Time goes fast with you guys. I can't believe we've been on for 17 minutes already. Imagine what we're going to get done on Tuesday. Let's see. Bailey says, hi Matt, I'm wondering how you address questions pertaining to how long we should spend alone or on self-development after a relationship. Just trying to be judicious about the process. Well, I don't think there is a set time. Firstly, let's deal with the being on your own thing. There isn't a set time. What we want to resist the urge to do is immediately jump in with zero self-reflection to another relationship, hookup, situationship that is really just acting as a drug to help us escape from our current reality. If our current reality is we feel heartbroken, if our current reality is that we feel really scared of spending a weekend on our own, then we should embrace that. We should sit in those feelings and show ourselves, at the very least, show ourselves that we don't need to be reactive to those feelings, that I can feel like my mind is screaming at me to call a friend, to hang out, to go on a date, to call an ex, to hook up with someone from 10 years ago who is out of my life for a good reason. My mind is screaming at me to call someone right now to alleviate this discomfort I feel at being on my own at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. That's precisely the time where you should lean into it and experience those feelings and remind yourself that you can actually be wonderful company to yourself. I remember going through the worst breakup of my life and learning to really love my company again. And it was a really special thing. I took myself on a vacation on my own. I went to Mexico for 5 days and it felt scary and uncomfortable. And I kind of didn't want to be there when I first got there. And then I settled in and I started to really develop a kind of affection for my own company. I realized I really enjoy my company, and it built, I built more of a friendship with myself. But we don't get those experiences if we just race into something else. So it's not, I don't think you should tell yourself, I have to, I'm not, for the next X number of months or years, I'm not going to date. I don't think you need to do that. I think that you should simply resist the urge to solve what you're feeling, the discomfort you're feeling, with the drug of just finding any connection, no matter how poor quality the connection is. And as far as self-development goes, that to me never ends. That one never ends. I'm learning all the time. I love speaking to people, when I get to talk to amazing experts on the Love Life podcast. For everyone, by the way, not enough of you are listening to the podcast right now. Go subscribe on Apple or Spotify to the Love Life podcast. Me, Stephen, and Audrey do new episodes every week. I interview people. It's a really, really great show. So come and subscribe to that. But when I speak to experts on there, I'm always enjoying learning. I'm always trying to find something I don't know. I'm always curious. So the self-development part doesn't end, and it shouldn't end when you get into your next relationship. One of the things that drives me crazy is when someone says to me, I used to listen to you and now I'm in a relationship. And I'm like, what do you mean you used to listen to me? With this is the time. Like this, that you, if you found a relationship, all your work is still ahead of you. This is not behind you now. Don't you want to keep that relationship? Don't you want to have that relationship stand the test of time? What do you mean you used to listen to me and then you found a relationship? It shouldn't, that's the wrong approach. So the self-development part, that never ends. All right, let's see. Tyrrell on TikTok says to Thunder77, you have to comment on Instagram or Facebook. That's where he's reading from. Well, am I? Let me see. I am some of the comments. You're right. But let's dip into TikTok and show you guys some love. Thunder77 says, just got divorced, struggling. See her in my head every moment. I'm drowning right now. How do I cope? Recognize that this is a really, really, really painful season of life. But it is a season. This isn't your reality forever now. It's a season. And in that season, there are going to be these kind of two realities that run parallel to each other. One is a reality where you are grieving this relationship and trying to come to terms with the fact that this person you didn't want to lose didn't want to stay. And that, for anyone, I've been through that experience, not in a marriage, but in a relationship that I didn't want to lose. Anyone who has been through that experience knows that it is a kind of ego death, and it's extraordinarily painful. So we have to both grieve and come to terms with that, and also do the work to make sure that this doesn't become associated with our worth, that we don't come to believe that we're unworthy because someone didn't choose us, because life is not like that. Life is far more interesting and hopeful than that. This is not a sign of your fundamental self-worth. So there's that journey. The other journey is the journey of, if you're very objective about it, I'm actually someone who's beginning a whole new chapter of my life, and that there will be a time where I start to actually engage with that, maybe feel excited about that, where I start to realize the possibilities that brings, and even the possibility that I may meet someone even better for me than my ex. No matter how great I'm telling myself my ex was for me, I actually have the opportunity to meet someone better, because my ex decided ultimately they didn't want to be with me. So I can't keep telling myself they were the perfect person. If someone didn't choose me, they cannot be the perfect person for me, by definition. So what happens is that you have these two worlds running alongside each other. One where you're grieving, and that will keep, you'll keep having emotional flashbacks to the breakup, to the relationship, and there'll be layers of that grief that you have to deal with over time as each new situation catches you off guard. You go to an event and you see someone you were both mutually friends with. You catch something on social media that gives you a pain in your heart. You walk past an old restaurant that was your favorite restaurant. There'll be all these moments, your first Christmas without the person, your first birthday without the person, where you are reminded of the grief. And each time you deal with that next layer, you're dealing with that layer for next time around. And there's less and less ways that you can be freshly hurt, and you'll process it over time as long as you do the right things. For those of you who are Love Life members, I have an entire course on how to move on the right way and heal the right way. It's all in a breakup recovery plan. So if you're a Love Life member, you have all of that. But the other journey is the one where you actually start to see new life. And those, by the way, it's not as neat and tidy as like the painful life and the grief finally ends and then the new life begins. Life isn't that simple. Actually, the two kind of end up running side by side, where there'll still be some grief and there'll still be things that you're dealing with, and it will repeat on you from time to time. But you'll also start to become more and more aware of, ways that you might actually be excited or come to embrace new possibilities in your life. But I'm sorry you're going through this. One thing I know is that the big moments like this in my life have when I've gone through the worst pains of my life, they are always things that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And yet at the same time, I don't know that I could go and take them back, because they've, I would lose too much. There's too much that I have always gained from really difficult situations in my life to go back and change them. So I do believe that there will be a time where you look back on this and you realize that this has been responsible for an enormous amount of good in your life that you never could have anticipated. You never would have chosen it, but well, now you have it. And do you really want to give up all of that good? There will be a time where you'll realize that. That time doesn't need to be now, by the way. Your time right now is to take care of yourself, surround yourself with love, and get really, really grateful. We're very good when we lose someone at focusing on the pain of the love that we have lost. But anytime you lose love like that, it's a wonderful opportunity to reconnect and to become exquisitely grateful for the love that's in your life, the people who do show up for you, the people who are unexpectedly kind in ways that you could never have prepared for. Anyone had someone like that in a breakup before, where there was someone who showed up in your life that was just kind in ways that you'll never forget, and you never could have expected that they could have shown up for you in the way that they did? Isn't that such a stunning realization? It's, I think that there's a great moment where Anthony Bourdain's show, what was it called? The one after that, Parts Unknown. There was a show where he was in Miami, and he met with an old rocker. I forget his name, the guy that he met with in Miami. But he asked this old guy sitting in a restaurant, he was not that old, but I mean old guy as in like he was a legendary rocker, and he was like sat with him in a restaurant. And he said to this kind of guy who's lived a life of hedonism and partying and excess and adventure, he said to him, what gets you going now? And he said, it's going to sound so corny and stupid. Iggy Pop. Thank you so much. Great. Miller D'Onofrio. Thank you. He was with Iggy Pop, and Bourdain said to him, what gets you going now? And he said, it's going to sound so corny. He said, but the moments of love that I receive from people in my life, he said, I'm so grateful when I feel that love from the people close to me. And this is a wonderful moment for you to Thunder 77 to really get connected to the love that is in your life, the love that shows up for you. Your partner who left is no longer someone who is showing up for you, but this is an opportunity to realize who is, and to get really, really grateful for that love in your life. I got closer to my family and my friends in the worst heartbreak of my life than I had in maybe my whole life until that point. I got so close to people, and I felt so unbelievably grateful for the people in my life at that time. So look for the love that's there. Babsy25 on Instagram says, yeah, I had the same experience. My friends and my sister really came through. That's really lovely. All right, good stuff. Well, listen, if you want to find love, if you are struggling right now, if you are sick and tired of the non-committal, time-wasting, game-playing nature of so much of dating today, if you feel really disillusioned with what is on offer, but you're still at the end of the day looking at the rest of your life going, I don't want to spend the rest of my life not with my person, not with this incredible human being. I still want to find love. I'm still at heart, I'm still a romantic who wants to find love. I just can't stand the way things are today, and it feels like a mess out there. You are not alone. And on Tuesday, I'm going to show you how to make this simple again. We all have limited energy, all of us. If we're going to find love, we have to apply our limited energy that we have outside of work and our responsibilities, family, friends, trying to stay healthy. We have a limited amount of energy outside of all of that. We have to start applying it in the right way. And I promise you, if you do, you'll set your whole love life on a different trajectory. And a year from now, your love life can be in a completely different place. 6 months from now, you can be looking back on today going, because of one decision I made, my love life is in a completely different place. So if that describes you, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, comment the word love right now while you're here, and I'll be with you in the DMs getting you signed up. So look for me in the DMs. A 10-second process. You can just go through with me inside your messages. Look for that message from me right now, and I'll get you signed up for free. And if you are on TikTok or YouTube, go to lovelifetraining.com and I'll get you signed up there. You can literally, the link is up there. Go there now before you forget, before you go off to the weekend, because I know a ton of you are going to forget to do this, and then you're going to miss Tuesday and you're going to wish you hadn't missed it. So go there now while it's on your mind, while you remember. If you don't think you have time to do it now, why would you think you'd have time to do it 2 days from now? Now is the moment. So, and I see a bunch of you on TikTok right now, Beck, Eve, Carolyn, who are commenting the word love. That won't work on TikTok. It won't work on TikTok, but what you can do is just go to lovelifetraining.com and do it there. All right, fantastic. It's Anthony Life says, I'm already registered. Amazing. I can't wait to see you there. And for everyone else, I'm so excited to be with you all. We have many thousands of people signed up for this event now. I think we're looking at around 10,000 registrants for this event, which is amazing. Make sure you're one of them. I'm really excited about this, and I want to help. I know that for me, finding love has been one of the most amazing things in my life, and I feel very, very connected to how special it can be when we find the right person. And I see all the time ways that people are going about this in the wrong way. That's meaning they're continuously in pain, they're continuously suffering, and they're just getting stuck. And I want to get you unstuck in this area and finally feel like, I'm getting hope again because things are happening. All right, everyone. My love goes to all of you. T, I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Everyone who's here, Sarah, Linda, Randa, and if you've got questions still, I'll be answering a lot of them in the content I'm doing on Tuesday. So I'll see you there. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Relax, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay. Bye, guys.